I always feel like I'm not doing enough. And that comes from being an athlete. You're always training, you're always competing, you're always trying to get better. You just develop this tenacity and this mindset of, I have to do more. So that was instilled. And as long as you have that and you just won't stop, no matter how many times you fail, and you just keep trying to acquire knowledge, you just keep working. I call it chopping wood. You just keep chopping. You're going to be okay. Yeah. You might fall a couple times, but you'll be okay.
Welcome back to the Ground Up Podcast, where we share business owners and creatives' entrepreneur stories to help you get started and keep going. This is episode 56. Listen, learn, and be inspired. Today, we're bringing you Nate Daniels, owner of Daniels Sports Performance. He's an entrepreneur, a children's book author, and a former professional athlete. Welcome, Nate.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to speak with you guys.
I'm excited to have you here. You got some big accomplishments.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Some big accomplishments. So, former pro athlete, sports fitness facility that we're sitting in, which is dope. This is an awesome place to be. Author, a lot of big stuff.
Yes, thank you. Very blessed.
Let's go back, though. Where are you from, and then how do you feel like your upbringing impacted where you are today?
Yeah, so my father was in the military. So anyone that has a parent in the military already knows the lifestyle as far as the tight ship in the household, and also how we moved around a lot. Okay. I spent, at 3 years old, moved to Europe and was in Germany and Europe for several years. And that was an amazing experience for me and a very foundational experience for me. And the thing that taught me was how to be around people of different cultures, different languages. And Europe is very transit. So, you'll have people from all different countries coming in and out. And then we traveled into France and to Belgium. And so that was an amazing experience for a young person. Also, that was where I was initially introduced to sports. And sports, as you know, as kids, that's an awesome way to make friends. So, immediately I used sports to kind of do that, to kind of make friends and to fit in when we were traveling as a young person.
I love that. So I'm just out of curiosity. What country, where were you at when you played your first sport?
Germany.
Wow.
Yeah. So Germany, I initially started off as a basketball player and soccer player, and soccer is actually my favorite sport to this day. Yeah. But yeah, those were my initial sports, and picked up t-ball and moved from there. A lot of people don't know I didn't start playing American football until I was 12. So I didn't pick up that sport until much later.
That's super, that's still young. But
yeah, but kids now, they're playing at 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
So definitely. So yeah, that was my first exposure when I was over there. Yep, yeah, absolutely.
Well, what led to entrepreneurship? So clearly sports, was something special to you. How did that lead to you becoming an entrepreneur?
So a lot of things obviously happened between, being a child and then, playing through my sports. But I always was taught by mentors, when you picked a career, you wanted to do something that you were passionate about. Obviously that you had, some type of talent for, but something that you were passionate about. And I always knew when I got older, I wanted to work with kids in some capacity. As an athlete, obviously fitness and strength training was a big part of our upbringing and on our training as athletes to prepare us. And I knew if I could combine those, that would be a livelihood that, that would excite me, that would inspire me to get up every day and to strive to hone my craft and to give back as much as I could to young people.
Wow. So did this happen, that epiphany or that guiding force to know that you want to work with kids, and did this happen before or after you had your athletic career, your own personal career?
It was kind of, I guess, along the journey, so just like most athletes, you train as you're growing up, and you train in facilities that were very similar to this. So I trained in a facility that was very similar to this up in Northern Virginia, so during that in college, I really enjoyed the atmosphere, and I really started thinking about at that time, wow, this would be something that I would really want to do. So I got an internship at that facility, and I started at the ground up. racking weights, mopping floors. Hey, run the 7-Eleven kid. I'm doing everything. Go pick up my dry clean. Doing everything. I got my certifications very, very young, as a young trainer, and then started training anywhere you could think of. I got another internship at another sports performance facility, and then trained in every facility you could think of, every gym you could think of. I doubt you could name one as far as a big gym, from the Gold's Gym to American Families that I didn't.
You're having all these different experiences, training places, in the back of your mind, are you thinking one day I'm going to own my own facility?
Well, it's a dream. You don't know if it'll ever happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a kid saying, I want to play pro football one day. It's a dream, but you don't really know, because being a trainer has nothing to do with owning a business.
Exactly,
Like nothing to do.
He said nothing.
Nothing to do. You can own this business and not train a day in your life. Running a business and being a trainer is two completely different things. It's like running a football team as a general manager and playing. It's two different skill sets. Again, there's lots of great trainers that could never run a business or own a gym.
Let's talk about that, though. How did you? That's actually a really good point. So where did that business mindset come from?
Yeah. So that's a loaded question. That happens over time. The main thing is that you have different attributes, right? Again, any entrepreneur that says, project like they had it figured out before they started is misleading you. Nobody has it figured out before they start. Now, you may have some skill sets that will help you. You may have a little bit more knowledge than someone else. Obviously, being in an industry or in a business for extended amount of time like I was before, I was in this industry for 15 years before I ever opened a place of my own. Now, I was still doing things and training and doing different camps and things, but that was a long growing period. And a lot of knowledge was acquired over that time period. But those attributes, the main attribute is that I would say for anyone is your work ethic, right? That is the foundational component for any entrepreneur, I feel like. A lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, in my opinion, for the wrong reason. They glorify it in their mind.
Absolutely.
Like the word entrepreneur has a very sexy appeal to it. But I work more as an entrepreneur than I ever did working a 9-to-5 or working for somebody else. I work every day in some capacity. Now, I might not be training 8 kids in one day or having my trainers training, but I'm working on something. It's very rare that I have a whole 24 hours where I'm not working. It makes it worth it because I love it. I'm passionate about it. I would do it for free, if I had to, because I enjoy working with kids. So that's my main thing. But as far as the attributes, the work ethic is the big one. The second one is that pick something that you're really passionate about, that you really enjoy doing, that's fulfilling, that you wake up thinking about and you go to sleep thinking about, that you genuinely enjoy, that fulfills you. Because if you do pick something like that, everything's worth it. Like all the sacrifices that you have to make when you're on the beach responding to emails or doing whatever, you love it, so you're able to do it. But you'll never be able to sustain and go through the trials and tribulations and ups and downs if you don't have that passion. So those are my two main advices. One, have amazing work ethic, and two, pick something that you're passionate about that fulfills you to utilize that work ethic in, and you're on your way.
Let's go into what Daniel's sports performance actually is. I don't feel like I gave a good, description of what it is that you've created here.
Yeah. So Daniel's Sports Performance, we're a sports performance company and gym that trains athletes of all sports. We focus on speed, agility, and quickness. We focus on strength and performance and strength and conditioning in the weight room. And we develop athletes, their overall athleticism to prepare them for competition. We start at age 8 and go all the way up through professional athletes. We've got guys in the NFL at this time. And we train athletes of all sports. Parents and kids will come to us trying to get better, whether it's being faster, stronger, more explosive, and we develop them so it translates onto the field or court. And we service one-on-one trainings. We also do group trainings with classes, speed classes, strength classes, and then we do team trainings as well, where whole softball teams will come in, volleyball teams, and so on and so forth.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like you chose youth to be your target audience with the business?
Yeah, so the target audience is youth because that's what I enjoy working with. I enjoy the promise that youth have. I had great mentors and coaches and teachers and administrators that provided amazing opportunities for me. And I enjoy providing those opportunities for them and guiding young people that want to do good things. You know, if they want to be successful, and they want to do good things with their lives, it fulfills me to be able to provide those opportunities for them because, that was what was done for me. And again, like I said, fulfill is the word. It gives me a sensation of happiness and joy when I'm able to help a young person chase their dreams.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. So you came in with so many skills to the business, your own athletic career, and then you had been doing it for 15 years.
Right.
What skills do you feel like you had to learn to help start the business and get it going and successful?
Yeah, so a lot of the skills that I learned along the way that I feel that would have given me an opportunity, and we're always growing. You never have arrived. I've never believed that you've made it or you've arrived. You always have to continue to grow and evolve. So I'm always continuing to do that. But a lot of the skill sets that I needed to be successful, I feel that I acquired, over my athletic career, academic career, training career. And again, those main is that I have a great work ethic. I don't mind working. I'm not one of those persons that's trying to figure out how little I can work. I always feel like I'm not doing enough. And that comes from being an athlete. You're always training. You're always competing. You're always trying to get better. You just develop this tenacity and this mindset of, I have to do more. So that was instilled. And as long as you have that and you just won't stop, no matter how many times you fail and you just keep trying to acquire knowledge, you just keep working. I call it chopping wood. You just keep chopping. You're going to be okay. Yeah. You might fall a couple times, but you'll be okay because the main thing with entrepreneurs, and that's why I said work ethic is the most important thing, is most people just stop. Yeah. They just give up. They just stop. And there's a variety of reasons why. Yes. And everybody's got reasons why. Some it might be different. It might be a significant other or something. But that's why most don't because they stop. So you just have to be tenacious, and I acquired that over an athletic career and being around the right coaches and mentors. The main things that I didn't know or that I needed to continue to polish up is the nuances of running businesses.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, what surprised you? I'm sure. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, taxes. Ebbs and flows of income and cash flow. How to project what is going to happen off of what you've seen happen, payroll and all these things that you learn along the way, but you refine and this program doesn't work. Let me try this software. It's trial and error. Some of that stuff is trial and error. Along the way while you're learning, you just don't want to make any critical mistakes, like big ones.
Has anything guided you? Where do you get your guidance when it comes to business decisions or?
Yeah, so mentors, people that I've known over the years, studying on your own, being in the fitness industry for so long. Believe it or not, it's been almost 20 years now. I started training when I was like 21, I guess. Yeah, 21.
Telling your age now, Nate.
Yeah, I'm proud of my age. Hey, every year is a blessing. Everybody ain't here. Every year is a blessing. Every year I get better and wiser. So yeah, I will never shy away from my age. You acquire that from your study, trial and error, mentors.
I think that's so true. A lot of the times, some of that stuff can be really intimidating, but if you, like you say, you keep chopping, it seems to work itself out. You seem to get the resources, or you get the guidance, the mentor that you need at the right time. It's something about just the tenacity of just keep going, and it usually comes together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're also a professional motivational speaker. You regularly speak at high schools and to the community. How did you start branching off into that being a part of your brand or your business model?
Yeah, that's a great question. So growing up, I was always, the captain, right? Like I was the captain of the football team, captain of the basketball team, captain of the baseball team. I was student government president in high school, student government
you're
president.
like the real cool guy, huh?
Yes, yeah, that cool dude. Yeah, student government president in college. So I was always used to taking a leadership role and speaking in front of people. That was just something.
So it comes natural?
I guess it comes natural because of the time, but if you've been doing something since you were 7 and you've always, all right, bring it in, guys, you know what I mean? Even as an 8-year-old, I was the guy bringing the basketball team. Yeah, so it's been something I've been comfortable with and have been in leadership positions, like I said, my whole life that I can remember. So I've always been used to motivating and inspiring and organizing and kind of driving organizations that I've been in. So it was kind of a natural transition. Because of my professional career, I was constantly asked to speak at camps. Hey, we got such and such coming in, Fairfax High School, Hall of Famer, come speak at our football camp. I said, do that. And then my youth club would have me come in, and one thing would lead to another. And then, I started speaking at high schools and youth groups, and then before I know it was at colleges. Like I did the invocation, my college for over 500 students at Ferrum College, and one thing led to another, and I got better and better and refined it, and now, believe it or not, I was a professional paid speaker to come in.
That's
and
amazing.
it's pretty unbelievable because I never sought out to do that.
Right,
but
yeah.
like I was speaking about before, one thing kind of leads to another sometimes, and so that's
So
where
you
we're at
telling
now.
me it just also led to writing a children's book?
No, that was a different.
Okay,
that was a
let's talk
different.
about that.
Yeah, that was a different. But
So you're also an author of 2 books.
Right. So the genesis of that, my first book, So You Want to Be a Pro Here, was that when I was playing professional football, I used to think about my journey a lot, how I got to where I got. And I'm always looking for vehicles and ways to touch kids and motivate kids and inspire kids. And I just thought a lot about it. It's like, wow, all of us athletes kind of have similar stories. Like there was something that inspired us, whether it be an iconic player, as you see the jump man on my wall, you see who inspired me as a kid. We see an iconic team, iconic player, something that or as a parent that struck the match for us to be like, wow, I want to do that. And so I thought, man, I want to tell that story. Like I want to start when the match is struck, when you initially get that inspiration, and show a kid, if this is your dream, this is what that path looks like. So I originally got the idea like years ago. Like probably 10 years ago.
Wow.
But you know how things happen. One thing leads to another, and you never get to the project, and there's always a reason for not doing it. And finally, when the pandemic hit, that was when I had a downtime to be like, you know what, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. And that was kind of, I already had the story written in my head. So
that was the first book?
That was the first one.
And so since the pandemic, so in 2 years, you've done 2?
2, one a year. Yeah.
What was that process like for you? Was that a whole different type of venture than like the business venture for the sports facility?
It's a different deal there. So the first thing was making the decision that it's something that I wanted to do. I already had the outline and everything. I went over it. I kind of shopped it around to some people, showed them my idea, and thought, hey, would this be something that would be, interesting? At that point, I made a decision, hey, I want to go ahead and move forward with it. I went ahead and wrote the book. I wrote it out, developed the characters. I love So You Want to Be a Pro, too, because it's got a lot of symbolism from places that I've been, just like the cover. That was my youth football colors. And some of the places that I've been, there's some symbolism and parallel in there. Developed that. Got an editor to help me make sure that the mechanics were correct and the phrasing was correct, and obviously the spelling, everything was tip-top shape. And then illustrators, collabed with them, then put it out, and it went to #1 on Amazon for new release. Awesome. for football, children's football books. Yeah, and so I was super happy with that. The thing that with that one is because it was a pandemic, didn't get to do the circuit like I really wanted to, the book signings and the readings and all that stuff. And with this one, it was different.
So
this
what's
one
the
is
name of the second book?
Yeah, so the second one is So You Want to Be a Hoop Star. That's the story of young Bella, and I just thought that it was an awesome opportunity as far as representation purposes to kind of highlight young Bella. She's amazing.
I love that it's for a little girl.
Yeah, a little girl.
The little
I thought it was
the center of it.
Yeah, it was important to show that journey, to show how much she's absolutely in love with the game of basketball, and I wanted to show people young ladies are just as in love with the games as young boys are. There's no difference. They love it just the same, work just as hard, dream just as big. And I wanted to show that journey, how competitive she was. And she goes through some trials and tribulations in there, but she continues to persevere.
I'm so amazed at the fact how close together you did these books. Like it's I don't know what the norm is for, when people write books, but it goes back to that work ethic or, and the acting on the idea. So when the idea came to write the second book, you just went for it.
Right. And I had the books written in my head already. So that helped. I already had these stories, and I have so many more stories, and that'll be coming soon. You'll be coming out as well. But I have so many stories from my journey, especially in this athletic genre, that I want to tell. And so when you've had the experience that I've had and been blessed the way that I've been blessed along these journeys, you want to share it with the kids who need it, because they're going to need the information on their journey as well, because they've got a lot ahead of them.
So how has building relationships played into your success as an entrepreneur, as an author, as an athlete?
The main thing as far as an athlete, as far as building relationships, the main thing as an athlete, I was just super coachable, with coaches, that were, coaching me, because I was taught at a young age, great players want to be coached. So I was taught at a very young age, and again, we haven't got into it, but I was a musician as well, a trumpet player. I know. I minored in music and played the trumpet in college, So, I was used to being critiqued at a young age, and I crave critique, where some people shy away from it. So a lot of people that I dealt with, that was endearing to them, because they're like, wow, this kid, let me help him, because he really is asking questions.
Yeah, when you see somebody who wants it,
he really wants to get better. He's staying after, getting shots up. He's here in the weight room. He's asking questions. So I had a lot of coaches that were amazing, and teachers that were amazing, and really became vested in me because of that. As far as though a lot of those teachers and coaches became lifelong mentors for me. As far as business, again, I've worked in every gym you can think of, from boot camps to football and basketball camps, and you're around a lot of people that are doing similar things. And that's an old adage: if you want to accomplish something, you get around people that have accomplished the things that you want to accomplish. It's a very easy blueprint with that. It doesn't matter what genre you're in or what industry you're in. So I was around a lot of people and became in management positions for those people and ran gyms for them and managed for them. And so I became close to them. So I picked up a lot of information for them along the way. And that's where I picked up some of my mentors as well and learned a lot of information, along the way.
What's something that's going really well in the business for you, and what's something you're working on or looking to improve upon?
Something that's going really well. I feel like that we're really impacting kids. I feel like that we're really, and one thing I do is we're not just developing the athlete, but I pass along the stories from my journey and the intangibles that you'll need to be successful. Most of the athletes that come in here are very ambitious. They're just not like, it's whatever. They want to be good. Their parent are making an investment, and they really want to be the best they can possibly be. So we really develop them, and it pays off. Like just the other day, we had a kid signed to go to Delaware to play football, and you see these dreams being reached, and that's fulfilling. So that'd be the thing that's probably going really well.
I was just going to say that's I just love that you're in a position to see people's dreams actually come true and know that you had a part in that. That's got to also affect your mentality on making sure you keep going after your dreams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I say it all the time. They inspire me just as much as I inspire them.
That's what I would imagine.
They think that when I speak, I always start off our classes, speaking to them. I give them some nugget, something that I feel like they can use, and that's kind of like the theme for the day. And they thank me, and the parents thank me. But again, when they come in here ready to work, I'm pumped up, man, because I see them, and they're here ready to get better, and that gives me my fuel. So it's just we're feeding off each other.
So that's going well.
Yeah, so that's going well.
Something you're working to improve?
What I want to improve is continue to bring on great talent. I've got some guys in here that train for me, and they're doing a great job, and I want to acquire some more and just continue to grow and reach as many young people as I can, help as many families as I can. And continue to grow. That's the main thing that we're looking to do in 2022.
2022. There's a new business in town.
Golden Touch Mobile Detailing.
If you're in the Richmond, Virginia area and tired of riding dirty,
or you appreciate a deep clean,
book an appointment with Golden Touch Mobile Detailing. It's not your average car wash. Full interior and exterior cleaning, and Golden Touch Mobile Detailing comes to you.
It's the attention to detail to make you a returning customer.
Follow the Instagram at Golden Touch RVA and book your appointment.
I guarantee you'll be riding clean.
Do you have any daily practices or routines that help you to achieve your goals personally and professionally? And the reason I think that's I just love that question, y'all, because I just find that it's really your habits that attribute to long-term success. So I like to pick the brains of successful people. Is there anything that you feel like you do that this helps you to achieve?
Yeah, so one of the main things that I feel that helps me is I never wake up not knowing what I'm going to do. So every day that I have is planned out. Like I can tell you right now what I'm doing tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying? So as an entrepreneur, again, people glorify it, but you have to, as a leader of an organization or an entrepreneur, you have to regulate yourself, and no one else is responsible for your success or failure except for yourself. So if you're not having success as an entrepreneur, I know where to look. It's your habits. Yeah. That's what it is. Like if an entrepreneur comes to me, I'm struggling here, I'm struggling there. Well, let's look at your habits. Well, that's why. Your success and your failure is right there. It's not past it. It's not shorter than your habits. It's right in your habits. So that's the biggest thing is I feel like every day I get up, I have purpose. I rise with purpose. I know what I'm going to do and what I need to get accomplished, and that keeps you progressing. Because if you do that every day, yep, go ahead.
So you carve out time to actually plan ahead?
Oh, yeah. That's the last thing I do before I leave this gym or I leave wherever I'm at is I plan out for the next day. So when I wake up, it's not, okay, well, what do I do today? Should I make calls today? Should I make some meetings today? Should I program for my athletes today? Like, I already know what it is.
How nitty-gritty do you get into that planning? Like, is it like from 8 to 9 or, you know what I mean? Or do you have like this to-do list?
I have a to-do list, but I have a to-do list, so it's not really I don't put times on stuff, I just get stuff done. So it doesn't matter. If I say I have to program for the week, it may take me, and what I mean by program, just to be clear, is we have workouts in here for athletes, like Billy might have a strength and conditioning workout. Little Teddy has a defensive back workout, and I have to program so we have it for the week. And then also my trainers have programmed as well, and I have to go through theirs to make sure everything's good. So that may take me an hour. That week, it may take me 3 hours, and it doesn't really matter to me how long it takes. The matter is that I accomplish it. Right. So that's kind of how I look at stuff. I don't look at, okay, well, it's lunchtime. It's 12 o'clock. I don't do that. I was like, I've got to get this done. And I get it done, and then I move on to the next thing and kind of go from there.
Yeah. Was there ever a moment where you doubted any of this?
No. Never. Not once.
What makes your faith, shall we say, so strong?
Because of my success in the past and my work ethic. I know that if I don't know it, I'll seek it. And if I fail, I'll pick it back up and learn from it and dust it off and move forward. And that's just, again, you can reflect on your athletic career, music, whatever. That's what you do. You prepare like crazy. You attack it. You have success. You say, well, why was I successful? If I failed, why did I fail? And you say, all right, let's get it. and you go get it again. And that's what you do. And you do it over and over and over again. And so that's how you're programmed. And anybody who's been an athlete knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, never doubt it. The only reason I would doubt it is if I changed my mind and the fire went out and I said, well, I want to do something else, you know, and then I would go after that. You know what I mean? But if I think I want to do it and am passionate about it, I'll be able to knock it out.
What's been a highlight on your journey so far? Like a moment where you know, I know you never doubt it, but a moment where you were like, wow, like I did that, or I'm doing this.
You know what? I'm not a big reflective person. People ask me that question a lot. You know, they'll say, wow, you know, you were All-State this, or you were in the Hall of Fame at this school, and you're in the Hall of Fame at that school, or you did this. And I'm very a present person. You know, I'm thinking about what I'm doing right now, and I'm thinking about what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't really reflect, and I need to get better at that. You know, I don't really sit back and,
here's your moment,
you know,
Nate.
say, hey, wow. You know, I really don't.
Okay, let me rephrase the question.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of? You've gotta have something you're very proud of.
As far as business-wise?
Yeah, business, life. I mean, it all intertwines, right? So.
Yeah, business-wise, I'm just very happy with being able to touch kids and impact kids every day. That's what I'm most proud of. There's no one moment that I could, you know, like I won the Academy Award or something like. There really is not.
Well, it's almost even better because like it to not just be one moment. It's almost better because this is what you're doing every day. This is what you're giving your all into. Yeah,
there's so many. Like, you know, we'll have signing days where kids are signing their scholarships, and you'll see the moms hugging each other and their grandmas kissing. You're just like, wow. But then the next week you'll have another one. And then you'll go watch one of your girls' basketball players play, and she hit 18 points, and I'm in the stands and hug her after the game. And it's one after another. I mean, you could say opening up the facility was it, but that was just the beginning. You know what I mean? That wasn't the end. So, yeah, it's just every day is rewarding. It's fulfilling. There's no one isolated moment. It's more just that I get to touch and impact kids every day and families, and I get feedback from them saying, you know, I used what you taught me in the game, or the parents say, man, Billy's killing it out on the soccer pitch, and that makes it worth it to me.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, what do you find to have been the most just challenging thing about being an entrepreneur, being a business owner?
The most challenging thing is that the most challenging and one of the most rewarding of being an entrepreneur, no matter what industry is that your success is solely dependent upon yourself. And when I say that, not that you don't depend on people in your organizations, but if you're the leader of that organization, the responsibility for the success of that organization is yours. So that's the most challenging thing because a lot of people that, you know, that might be pressure or stress. To me, I enjoy that, you know what I mean? But I thrive in it, and I genuinely enjoy that, but that is still a challenging part. Like if we have a down month, I can't look at anybody but myself. If we have a good month, I can say that's great, but I know we got to do it again next month.
Right.
There's no like, it's over. So that's the most challenging part, to know that the success of the business is squarely on your shoulders. And that's an everyday weight that you have to bear, you know what I mean? So that's the biggest part.
So how long has it been now that you've had the sports facility open?
This sports facility opened since 2 years. So the grand opening was in January of 2020.
Okay.
We started building it out. This facility looked nothing like this when I got here. Knocking walls out and preparing it, obviously putting turf down and all the things, the painting and all that.
Did you enjoy that process?
No, I did not enjoy that process. That was a lot.
Yeah.
Again, you kind of see how it is, and it kind of looks like it was always like this, but it was not like this. I mean, there's petitioned walls, like there was offices.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I can't even imagine it not being like
impossible to imagine. There was. Right now, you couldn't see the door from right here. There's a big wall going where that beam is with a little door in between it.
That makes it even more yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
you
put
made
some blood, sweat, and tears in there. Yeah, I had some contractors in here as well doing certain things that I was not able to do. But yeah.
Any lessons learned in getting a brick and mortar?
There's a lot of lessons learned. Where do I begin on that? One thing is, whatever you project, put more in it. Whatever your budget is, it's always going to go over budget. You think you've got it. Oh man, I've got it down to the last blade of grass there, but you never do.
Something
It's always more
up.
expensive, whether it's labor, whether it's actual products that you're ordering. It's always more expensive than you think it's going to be. Yeah. So just make sure that you take that into consideration and you budget for that. You never want to undercut yourself. You always want to put some cushion in your budget.
Absolutely.
Right.
What's your plans? Do you have a vision for the business over the next few years?
Yeah, I do. One of the things with visions is it's just me. I keep those very close to the vest. I just believe in being very present, and I've got a lot of plans. But I just worry about tomorrow, and those plans will kind of come to fruition as they roll out. But the main one I can tell you is I just want to continue to grow this business and help as many people as I can. And there's a lot of things that will come with that and a lot of ways to do that in the community. But that's definitely a mission to have some sustainable growth over 2022. Yeah.
I believe a lot of entrepreneurs think big and think about their legacy. Mm-hmm. What do you want? What do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to be of someone that was very compassionate and passionate about helping others. I don't want it to be, oh, he was a good athlete, or oh, he was a business owner, or any other accolade or whatever. He won this award. I'm not worried about that. I just want people to be like, wow, that's a guy that really wanted to help people, and even specifically young people, and was there for them and tried to shine a light for them and give them guidance and really help them to chase their goals and dreams and help them to make good decisions, and was there as a positive influence in their lives as they were going along. And if they can say that about me, I can say, well, that's my passion. So if my legacy lines up with my passion and how I try to attack every day, I can't really ask for much more than that.
Well, you're absolutely in line with that legacy. Right. Everything's aligning. It's beautiful. Right. We'll close out with, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs to help them get started, and business owners to help them keep going?
Yeah, so the main thing that I would say to get started is educate yourself and be really, 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 really good at what you do. Like, really good at what you do. Because if you're great at what you do, everything will work out because you have the skill set to back up your dreams. A lot of, especially today, and I know this sounds like somebody, like an old person saying to a younger generation, people want to skip steps, right? And they don't want to put in their time that it takes to really reach the level of success that your dream states, right? You want to make sure your work ethic and your goals are in line. And sometimes that takes time. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in, whatever it is. If you're a trainer, you need to be a great trainer. You need to train young people, people that just want to lose weight, older people. You need to train youth athletes, college athletes, high school athletes. And you can apply that for anything. Continue to grow and educate yourself, whether that be formal education, master's degrees or BS degrees, or whether that be certifications. Continue to educate yourself and never feel like you've arrived. And so that would be, if you're looking to get started, that's where you want to get started. People think about being an entrepreneur before they're really good at what they do. I was a really good trainer before I ever started Daniel Sports Performance as an entity, and much before I opened up a gym. And that was proven over time, not because I thought that of myself, but because I got that affirmation from the people that I worked for. Right. When they're reviewing me, when they put me in charge of all their trainers, that affirmation came from authority figures, not from just me saying, I'm a good trainer.
I'm the best.
And then that came from parents, athletes, regular Mary Sue that wanted to lose 10 pounds. When I did fall prevention in senior citizen homes, getting reviews from them and also the organization that I was doing them for, traveling around, you get the affirmation to build up enough credibility and enough confidence to move forward with your dream. That's critical. I can't emphasize that enough. And then second of all, I would say, just be the hardest worker in the room, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. If you can just outwork people, that can make up for a lot. If you just refuse to give up and you just work your tail off, you can make up for a lot of deficiencies. And even if you're not as talented or as gifted as someone else may be more gifted or talented you are. If you just work and you just keep chopping, you can make up for a lot of ground just off of that.
Keep chopping, y'all. Just keep chopping. I love it. You ready to play this game?
Sure. What game we playing?
All right, we're playing Would You Rather This or That.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay. Would you rather never age physically or never age mentally?
I would rather never age physically, by far.
Yeah. Roasted vegetables or raw veggies?
Man, raw. Veggies. Raw veggies.
Give me some olive oil.
I know.
Would you rather be the only one who knows when the world will end or everyone knows but you? I'm sorry, that got so dark.
Everyone knows but me.
Everyone knows but
I
you.
just want to live my life.
Emails or text messages?
Text.
Text messages. Would you rather be a kid your whole life or be an adult your whole life?
I'd rather be an adult my whole life.
I did not expect you to say that.
Yeah, I'd rather be an adult my whole life.
Okay.
Do you want me to elaborate?
I do, yeah.
Okay. I had a great childhood, and I learned a lot. And as an adult, I can use it. Growing up is tough. You go through a lot, and it is a lot. But I've acquired a lot of knowledge, and now as an adult, I get to use it, and I also get to impact younger people. I like the position that I'm in right now. Yeah. Growing up's hard. Even if you're a cool kid, it's still hard. Being an adult.
So much truth. This was a wonderful interview. I just love the way you operate in excellence, and I love that everything you do is bigger than you. You know, you really are making a difference in the community, and it's exciting to see. And my listeners are going to be inspired.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me. Can't wait to get to know you further and do anything I can to support you guys. You guys are doing great things in the community. I appreciate what you're doing, reaching out and providing education and, visibilities for entrepreneurs that are inspiring them to reach their dreams.
Absolutely. How can the listeners reach you?
All right. So I've got social media. That's a great place to reach me. On Instagram, it's at Daniel Sports Performance. On Facebook is Daniel Sports Performance. You can Google Daniel Sports Performance Facebook. Twitter, I'm at Nate Daniels DSP.
You currently are taking new clients?
Absolutely. We're taking new clients year-round. When you do reach out to me, you can shoot a direct message to me on the social medias, or if you go to the website, it's danielsportsperformance.com. There's a messaging little form that you can fill out that's submitted, and we'll get to you at that time, and we'll have you come in for an assessment and kind of talk about the options for the program and see if it's a good fit for you, and then move forward.
And how can we get the books for the kids?
Yeah, so the books for the kids. So you want to be a pro, and so you want to be a hoop star, both on Amazon and at Barnes and Nobles, or you can go to if you're local here, Second and Charles has them on their shelves, and some more to come. I would love the support with those two books. I know that your young people in your life will love them.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yep. Thank you guys for listening, and join us again next Monday for the Ground Up Podcast.